Good morning, sir. Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning,
Nice,
Ashutosh.
nice to see you, sir. In the office, I tried, but you are very busy in most of the times you are in a meeting. So even I could not come to see you that you are having some, mishappening fracture.
Uh, Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. जाना साहब आपका वीडियो नजर नहीं आ रहा है Sir, today we have Mr. Sajal Kanti Jana. He is the reputed, known joint controller of the legal metrology earlier long back in West Bengal, government of West Bengal. Then he went for in this consumer commission as a member, judicial member of as a member of the commission, and now I think he is working in this consumer fora. He is a lecturer or taking the lectures in different universities on this subject of consumer awareness. Jana sab, your mic is okay? We are not able to hear you. Santoshi, is there any problem with his mic?
No problem, sir. Here started. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Jana sab, good morning.
Very good morning. Very good morning. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have with us our Honorable Joint Secretary, sir, Shri Vinit Mathur Sahab, to just bless us for organizing these type of programs and to inaugurate today's workshop, which is on consumer protection. Actually, the department, being the consumer affairs, is very much concerned about the protection of the rights of the consumers. And as in the legal metrology, you did whole of the life for the protection of the consumers, and later on in the consumer commission you are very well aware about the old act and the new act. So today we will discuss, we will be benefited from the provisions of the new act, how it is benefiting the consumers. Sir, I would like to request our joint secretary, sir, kindly say a few words and inaugurate the workshop, please, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ashutosh ji. Good morning to all the participants.
Thank
A
you.
warm
Good
welcome
morning,
to
sir. Good morning.
Dr. Jena, who has been the member of the State Commission as a judicial member. And it is an important topic. This is the core area of work of the Department of Consumer Affairs, is to look into the consumer rights, and therefore a new Consumer Protection Act was brought in 2019, and it is now effective from 2020 July. And an important part of the consumer protection is the packaged commodities, where we generally have to go and purchase items every day. And one of the things which every person in this country has to look for is the MRP. This is one of the declarations of the packaged commodity, but it is a provision which has been brought in as a consumer right for the people. Otherwise, earlier there were different methodologies, and people used to give prices for even packaged commodities in a different fashions. There used to be price. And the main feature of the Consumer Protection Act is now there is an improvement. Besides the three-tier judicial, quasi-judicial system for listening to consumer grievances and complaints and cases, there is also a new chapter which has been brought in the latest act, which is the Central Consumer Protection Authority. So the government has created a new Consumer Protection Authority, which is now functional since July 2020, and that is looking into the matters which are related to the class action. If multiple people have a similar problem, or they have a consumer purchase, and after the transaction there is a similar problem reported, then it can possibly be taken as a class action. So the Consumer Protection Act over the years from 1986 and in 2019 it has been strengthened further. Then there is also a departmental initiative of the National Consumer Helpline. Wherever people have problems and grievances, they can report the grievances on the National Consumer Helpline. So the structure and technology and robustness in the law and its implementation has been brought in. A long and a big area is the legal metrology subject, where measurements, which are the core to any commodities purchase or even open, whether it is a packaged or as you buy unpacked commodities, and their measures, even we go and buy cloth or anything thereof. So it touches the lives of every person on a daily basis, and therefore a consumer protection and a legal way we can possibly look into the things becomes important. Latest issues which are now coming in are about people buying through e-commerce, and there is a large number of advertisements on e-commerce sites, on social media. They can be unscientific, there can be issues of misleading advertisements, and therefore those have also been tried to be now brought in under the gambit of the Consumer Protection Act, and there is law which has been strengthened. There are regulations which have been brought in by the Department of Consumer Affairs. So I think we will listen to our expert. With these introductory words, I possibly welcome everyone to this seminar and the session. We have a great expert who has in-depth knowledge of the field experience as well as the judicial experience of looking into these aspects of consumer protection and how law can be further fine-tuned or better implemented in the country. We would like to listen to Jana Saab. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very good morning, sir. Very good morning. Very good morning to all of you. And it's an proud privilege to me that Ashutosh also given some opportunity to share my experience as consumer enthusiast. So I would like to share my views, my experience of last 31 years as government officer and as well as member of the District Consumer Redressal Commission, Dispute Redressal Commission. Okay, I will start my presentation and just sharing with you. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you.
words.
Please, we would love to listen to your presentation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir.
अभी मिल रहा है अभी.
Yes, sir. Yes. Full screen
it
mode.
o-
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, I will present my or rather sharing my experience with two phases. First, I will share with the previous history of the Consumer Protection Act, and that is 1986 Act. And finally, I will give in the second phase, I will give the Consumer Protection Act 2019. In Kennedy's Bill of Rights for Consumers, on 15th March 1962, the then President, US President John F. Kennedy, Honorable US President John F. Kennedy introduced the Bill of Rights for Consumers in the year 1962. Only 4 rights are there. That is for safety, number 1. Number 2, information. Number 3, choice among a variety of products and services at competitive prices. And number 4, that is a fair hearing by the governments in the formulation of consumer policy. In our country, also followed in the year 1985, 9th April, United Nations General Assembly adopted some guidelines for consumer protection, high levels of ethical conduct of producers and distributors of goods and services, to curb abusive business practices adversely affecting the consumers, to develop market conditions providing consumers greater choice at lower prices, are on in the year 1999, that is 26 July, Economical and Socio Council of the United Nations expanded this to include sustainable consumption. So, after the United Nations General Assembly adaptation, our country also followed the to prepare the Consumer Protection Act. In our country, that is consumer protection in India, to enable consumers to obtain redress in a prescribed under United Nations guideline, Government of India enacted the Consumer Protection Act 1986, that is on 24 December 1986. So we have also observed every year at National Consumers Day on 24th December in every year, as because Honorable President signed the Consumer Protection Act 1986 on 24th December. That act provides better protection of the interest of the consumers and to ensure right of consumers and to provide remedies for deceived consumer. Preliminary, such things also there. Prior to enactment of Consumer Protection Act 1986, several consumer-friendly acts, such as that is legislation or orders as per as Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act 1968, Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940, etc., were in vogue to safeguard the interest of the consumers. But none could enshrine swift remedies for deceived consumers, which is provided under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 in our country. Are you hear me, Ashutosh ji?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead, sir. Santosh
If
ji,
you,
kindly share the screen of
sir,
Jana Sab.
sir, Jana sir, kindly share this presentation to me. We will share it from here and then you will be comfortably giving the lecture, speaking it.
फिर वापस क्यों चला गया?
Sir, your screen is yes, sir. Your is visible, sir.
अभी भी जुड़ा है. The salient features of the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Number 1, 6 rights specified by that act. Number two, introduction of consumer dispute redressal agencies from district to national level. Number three, compensation to deceived consumers. Number four, simple procedure for swift redressal of consumer disputes at minimal cost. And number five, that is consumer protection councils from district to national levels to establish the consumer protection councils. And number six, that is two provisions to check unfair trade practices. The six rights provided initially by the consumers' rights under the section 6 of the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Number one, right to safety against marketing of goods and services hazards to life and property. Number two, right to be informed about quality, quantity, purity, standard, and price of the product. Number three, right to choose from a variety at competitive prices. And number four, right to be heard. Number five, right to seek redressal. And the sixth one, that is right to consumer education. Six numbers of rights also provided by the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Who is consumer? As per Consumer Protection Act 1986, any person or institution who buys any goods for a consideration which has been promised, hired, or partly paid and partly promised, or under any consideration of deferred payment, or hires or avails of any services for a consideration which has been paid or promised, or partly paid and partly promised, or under any system of deferred payment. And number three, includes anyone, any person or any institution, includes any user of such goods or any beneficiary of such services, that service other than the person who buys or hires such goods, when such use is made with the approval of such buyer or hirer, not if for resale or any commercial purpose. Anyone wants to sell it or for the commercial purpose buy it, then he will not be considered as a consumer. Consumer dispute redressal agencies. It's a quasi-judicial authority under the statute of redressal and disputes. In every state, there should be at least one district redressal disputes forum in each district, and the Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission as a apex body in the state. There is National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission in Delhi, which is the apex body in the country. District forum, some of the pecuniary jurisdiction also specified, that is district forum will redress consumer disputes for claim up to rupees 20 lakhs. It was 1986. That is in the old act, but in the new act, that is Consumer Protection Act 2019, it has been extended. I also discuss in my later phase. Then I will clearly given what will be the pecuniary jurisdiction of the district forum, and the state commission. If claim more than 20 lakhs set up, but up to rupees 1 crore, it goes to the state commission. And for claim above 1 crore, it goes to the national commission. It has been extended. I will later I will discuss the pecuniary details, pecuniary jurisdiction of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 provided us.
क्या हमारा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है उनकी प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है हैं? आपको भी गड़बड़ लग रहा है?
पता है? Are you hearing me? Hello, Ashutosh ji.
Yes, we are hearing you, sir.
Composition of the district commission. President who is or has been qualified to be a district judge, retired district judge. Two other members, one of whom shall be a woman who shall have the following qualification: not less than 35 years of age, possesses a bachelor's degree from a recognized university, be a person of ability, integrity, and standing, and have adequate knowledge and experience of at least 10 years in dealing with problems relating to economics, law, commerce, accountancy, industry, public affairs, or administration. This will be the composition of district commission. Jurisdiction of the district commission. District forum, now renamed as district commission, shall have the jurisdiction to enter complaint where the value of goods or services or compensation, if any, claim does not exceed to rupees 20 lakhs. It has been extended as per Consumer Protection Act 2019. A complaint shall be instituted in district forum or district commission within the local limits of whose jurisdiction the opposite party or each of the opposite parties actually and voluntarily resides or carries on or has a branch office or personally works for gain or the cause of action wholly or partly arises. That is the jurisdiction of the district commission. Composition of the state commission. Each state commission shall consist of a person who is or a judge of a high court. President, provided appointment shall be made after the consultation with the Chief Justice of High Court, not less than 2 and not more than such members as may be prescribed, one of whom shall be a woman having certain qualification, namely be not less than 35 years of age, have a bachelor's degree from a recognized university, be persons of ability, integrity, standing, and have at least 10 years experience in dealing with problems relating to economics, law, commerce, and accountancy, etc. Jurisdiction of state commission, subject to the other provisions of that act, and the state commission shall have the jurisdiction within the entertain complaints where the value of the goods or services and compensation, if any, claimed exceeds rupees 20 lakhs but does not exceed rupees 1 lakh. That has been extended in the Consumer Protection Act 2019. And number 2, appeal against orders of any district forum within the state. That is one of the important points. Composition of the National Commission. National Commission shall consist of a person who is or has been a judge of the Supreme Court appointed by the central government, shall be its president, provided that no appointment shall be made except the positive consultation with the Chief Justice of India. And number B, no, not less than 4 and not more than such number of members as may be prescribed, one or whom shall be a woman having the following qualification, not less than 35 years of age, possesses a bachelor degree from a recognized university, and now who can file a complaint.
सर
फिर दूसरा आ जाता है इसका ऊपर।
अच्छा अच्छा संतोष जी
क्या?
Sir, otherwise you kindly share this presentation to us in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I have already shared, but अभी सेकंड स्लाइड का ऊपर एक ये आ रहा है।
तो जी ये आपको शेयर, सर आपने कैसे शेयर किया, मेल किया है कि कैसे किया है?
सर शीट आप चेंज कर दीजिए, गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, आई थिंक इट विल
हेलो
करेक्ट इट सर।
हेलो हेलो
संतोष जी
सर आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए सर, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे आप क्लिक कीजिए सर।
नहीं, इसमें तो इसका ऊपर एक आ गया ना,
क्लोज कर दीजिए सर उसे।
इसको क्लोज करूं?
यस
हाँ
सर,
क्लोज कर दीजिए।
एंड देन कंटिन्यू सर।
संतोष जी, do we have the presentation?
नो सर।
ये क्यों आया?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, you'll have to share screen again. Your presentation has to be shared. You just have to run the share screen again.
Okay, sir. Okay, but
Now it has
but
come. Now it has come.
but in the right side, I would like to remove this right side one, the right one, this one.
You click on the right this thing mouse. Then we go to next slide. It will go to the next slide, and your access screen will go away.
To us, we will learn from here.
अभी दिखाई देता है आशुतोष जी?
जी सर।
आशुतोष
Yes,
जी
sir.
आप जैना साहब को बोले कि वो आपको एक कॉपी भेज देंगे व्हाट्सएप पे किसी के
Yeah,
भी
that's right. The same I am requesting. Jana sir, you kindly send this presentation to me in WhatsApp.
वो समझ नहीं रहे, शेयर का मतलब वो समझ रहे हैं ऑन स्क्रीन शेयर। आप उनसे कहें कि उसी की कॉपी व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दें।
Jana sir, can you send this presentation in WhatsApp or mail to me?
नहीं, ये तो इसमें ही है, मतलब इसमें ही है, लैपटॉप में ही है, लेकिन एट द टाइम ये जो आता है इसमें फिर वही आ जाता है।
मूव नहीं कर रहा है, इनका फाइल मूव नहीं कर रहा है। सर आप 2 मिनट लेके इस फाइल को, आपका अगर व्हाट्सएप लिंक आप कर सकते हैं अपने कंप्यूटर पे, तो उससे लिंक डिवाइस से शेयर कर दीजिए और आशुतोष जी को भेज दीजिए, वो वहां से इस प्रेजेंटेशन को रन कर देंगे।
सर अपना माइक अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सर।
अभी सुनाई देता है?
यस सर, यस सर,
Yes,
स्टार्ट।
sir. Yes, sir.
यस
You
सर,
can go
नेक्स्ट कीजिए
ahead
सर, नेक्स्ट
and
कीजिए।
orally
Yeah.
present your slides.
One or more consumers who can file the complaint, one or more consumers, where there are numerous consumers having the same interest with the permission of the district forum or commission on behalf of or for the benefit of all consumers so interested, or the central government or the state government, as the case may be, either in its individual capacity or as a representative of interest of the consumers in general.
जैना सर आपका माइक म्यूट हो गया फिर से। जैना सर आपका माइक म्यूट है सर, अनम्यूट कीजिए सर। यस।
लेकिन नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में तो नहीं जा रहा है, वही तो प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
सर आपके साथ कोई है जो आपको सपोर्ट कर सकता है ये?
हम बुला रहे हैं, मेरे लड़का को बुला रहे हैं।
हाँ,
सर
उनको उनको बुला लीजिए। हुआ क्या है कि आपने गूगल ड्राइव से शेयर कर रहे हैं उसको, आपके है ना एक फाइल फोल्डर होगा इसी प्रेजेंटेशन का, आपके यहाँ रखा होगा आपके डेस्कटॉप पे या कहीं पर वो सेव्ड होगा। वो वहां से अगर आप उसको अपना स्क्रीन शेयर करेंगे वेबएक्स पर तो आपकी स्लाइड्स आराम से मूव करेंगी।
ओके सर, ओके सर, ओके सर, आई विल
तो
ट्राई।
उसको उसको बुला लीजिए, वो हेल्प कर देगा आपकी। थैंक यू।
দেখো তো একটু, এইটা নেক্সট যাচ্ছে না, এতক্ষণ করে আসছিলাম, হঠাৎ আটকে যাচ্ছে, শুনতে পাচ্ছেন না। নেক্সট যাচ্ছে না। একেবারে আমার ক্রমে যাওয়া যাবে।
Or sir, otherwise you kindly share it through WhatsApp or email to us. We will start presenting from here.
सर फाइल में जाके सेव एज कर लीजिए सर,
अभी अभी दिखाई देता है? ओके,
दिखाई देता है
Yes,
सर।
sir.
Yes, now it is fine.
একটু কাছাকাছি থাক, দরকার নেই এটা। How to file a complaint with the forum or commission? File within 2 years from the date of cause of action in the district where the seller has his business or alliance. Submit complaint on plain paper with supporting documents, that is received, bills, etc. Engagement of lawyer is not mandatory. Minimal fees is payable to lodge the complaint. Information to be furnished with the complaint. The such information, that is, I have summarized from the act, that is name and full address of complainant, name and full address of opposite party, description of goods and or services, quality and quantity, and this should be in metric system, and the price and date and proof of purchase or hiring, and the complete nature of deception the consumers faced should be given in details. Finally, most important, what type of redressal prayed for that complaint. The final one, that is 8th one, is the most important. What type of redressal prayed for? And remedies available: removal of the defects or deficiencies, refund of money, replacement of goods, compensation for loss or injury suffered by the consumer, prohibition of marketing of goods hazards for health and environment. In case the order of the forum or commission is not complied, it may order attachment of property, fine, or imprisonment as it may deem fit. The time limit for disposal and appeal, normally 90 days from the date of receipt of notice by the opposite party, 150 days for the cases where the laboratory tests are required. Appeal against any order or of forum or commissions must be submitted to the higher commission by 30 days, provided that no appeal by a person who is required to pay any amount in terms of an order of the district forum or commission or state commission shall be entertained by, unless the appellant has deposited 50% of that amount or 25,000 rupees, whichever is less. It was specified in the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Appeal against National Commission: any person aggrieved by an order made by the National Commission in exercise of the power may prefer an appeal against such order to the Supreme Court within a period of 30 days from the date of that order by the National Commission. State endeavor: this is in our state, that is. What is the restrictive trade practice? It tends to bring about manipulation of the prices. It causes delay beyond the agreed date of delivery. It imposes restriction to buy another goods or services. Unfair trade practices, that is false representation regarding standard quantity, quality, grade, composition, style of mode of the services, false representation to make understand and to reveal goods as new one, false representation regarding sponsorship approval or performance, etc. False or misleading representation concerning the need for or the usefulness of any goods or services. To continue the unfair trade practices, the another point, issuing warranty or guarantee without the adequate proper test thereof, giving false or misleading facts, disparaging the goods or services or trade of another person, permitting and offering of gifts, prizes, or other items with intention of not proving them, permitting conduct of any contest of lottery, game of chance, or skill of for promoting sale, manufacture or sale of spurious goods. These are under the unfair trade practices as per the Consumer Protection Act 1986. What we purchase? We purchase hire or we purchase the services. Now, in my second phase, I will share with my views in respect to the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Hey Rahul, Rahul,
Sir, it is okay. We can see
Click
your
on
next
slideshow, sir.
slide.
Click on slideshow, sir.
click.
Sir, there is no need. You continue in the same way. Please, we are able to
नहीं
see.
जा रहा है, क्या प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा हो रहा है? Hey Rahul, Rahul.
If you have a different presentation, then you will have to close this, unshare it, and load the other one and share it.
মনটাই যাচ্ছে না।
আরে ওইটা করছো কেন?
Yes,
তা
yes,
করলে
yes, yes,
না,
yes.
এটা এইভাবেই রাখবে।
ও, পুরোটা দেবো না?
না।
আচ্ছা। Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your guidance. That is the last phase of my sharing presentation. That is, what is the purpose of introducing Consumer Protection Act 2019? Consumer Protection Act 1986 is an act to provide for protection of the interest of consumers and for that purpose to establish authorities for timely and effective administration and settlement of consumers' disputes and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto, to make the act compensatory to punitive as well. Who is the consumer? I have already discussed about it. To call again, remember again, any person, farm or Hindu undivided family, cooperative society, any association who buys or hires fully or partly paid or promised any goods or services any user of such goods and service other than the person who buys or hires such goods or service when such use is made with the approval or the buyers or hire, not if the resale or any commercial purpose, except for self-sustenance by means of self-employment, not for free service or under a contract of personal services, includes online or online transaction through teleshopping, direct selling, or multi-level marketing. What is goods?
सर इसको शेयर कर दीजिए, स्लाइड शेयर। एक वहां पर आइकन होगा, स्लाइड शो।
अभी
नाउ इट्स फाइन, थैंक यू।
what is goods? Defined in CP Act 2019, goods means every kind of movable property and includes the food as defined in clause J of subsection 1 of the section 3 of Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. What is endorsement in relation to an advertisement? Means any message, verbal statement, demonstration, or depiction of the name, signature, likeness, or identifiable characteristics of an individual, or depiction of the name or seal of any institution or organization which makes the consumer that it reflects the opinion, finding, or experience of the person making such endorsement. That means endorsement. Establishment of Consumer Protection Council. Consumer Protection Council or authority headed by Chief Commissioner, and the provision also investigation wing headed by the Director General having experience in consumer rights and the welfare, consumer policy, law, medicine, food safety, health, engineering, product safety, commerce, economics, public affairs, etc. And number 3, that is also district magistrate on complaint or on a reference by CCPA or commissioner of regional office shall act on behalf of CCPA in respective jurisdiction. Power and function of Central Consumer Protection Council to regulate matters relating to violation of rights of the consumers, to regulate unfair trade practices, to regulate misleading advertisements, to promote, protect, and enforce the rights as a class, to cause suo motu inquiry or investigation, to file complaint before statutory fora or commission, to intervene any proceedings before statutory fora, etc., or commission, etc. The object of the Central Council shall be to promote and protect the rights. That is, the 6 rights are there: right to safety, right to be informed, right to choose, right to be heard, right to seek redressal, right to consumer education, and also there are another rights also in pipeline, that is right to basic needs and right to healthy environment. These 2 are not yet introduced, are thinking. Mediation. The important word is mediation of this Consumer Protection Act 2019. The state government shall establish by notification a consumer mediation cell attached to the state commission and each of the district commission. Consumer mediation cell shall mediate the consumer disputes as referred to them by the concerned state commission and the district commission. Process of mediation. Mediation is an important weapon of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Mediation is a dynamic process in which the mediator assists the parties to negotiate a settlement for resolving their disputes. In doing so, the mediator uses the four functional stages of mediation, namely introduction and opening statement, second one the joint session, third one the separate session, and finally the closing part. These functional stages are used in an informal and flexible manner so that the mediation process gains momentum following a specific and predictable course are as follows. Mediation process continued. In which way? First part, that is introduction, understanding the problem, deeper understanding the interest and needs of parties, and defining the problem, creating options, evaluating the options, and settlement or not settlement. Each of the above phases reflects an essential prerequisite in the dynamics of the mediation process, which must be accomplished before moving to the next phase. Stages of mediation. In the introduction and opening statement, the objectives of the introduction and opening statement is to establish neutrality, to create an awareness and understanding of the process, to develop rapport with the parties, to gain confidence and trust of the parties, to establish an environment that is conducive to constructive negotiation, and to motivate the parties for an amicable settlement of the disputes, and finally to establish control over the total mediation process. The second stage is joint session, that is gather information. By gather information, provide opportunity to the parties to hear the perspectives of the others, understand perspectives, relationships and feelings, understand facts and the issues, understand obstacles and possibilities, ensure that each participant feel heard. That is the stage of joint session. Separate session also one of the important part of the mediation, to understand the disputes at a deeper level, to provide a forum for parties to further vent their emotions, to provide a forum for parties to disclose confidential information which they do not wish to share with the other parties, to understand the underlying interest of the parties, to help parties to realistically understand the case, shift parties to a solution finding mood, and to encourage parties to generate options and find terms that are mutually acceptable by both the parties. Conclusion stages, that is where there is a settlement. Once the parties have agreed upon the terms of settlement, the parties and their advocates reassemble, and mediator ensures that the following steps are taken. Mediator orally confirms the terms and settlement. Such terms of settlement are reduced to writing. the agreement is signed by all parties to the agreement and the council, if any, representing the parties. That is the stage 4 and the conclusion part of the mediation. And some of the important views, that is, mediator also may affix his signature on the signed agreement, certifying that the agreement was signed in his or her presence. A copy of the signed agreement is furnished to the parties. The original signed agreement sent to the referral court for passing appropriate order in accordance with the agreement. As far as practicable, the parties agree upon a date for appearance in court, and such date is intimated to the court by the mediator. And finally, the mediator thanks the parties for their participation in the mediation and congratulates all parties for reaching the settlement. In the closing stage, if a settlement between the parties could not be reached, the case would be returned to the referral court, merely reporting not settled, only not settled within a invited comma. The report will not assign any reason for non-settlement or fix responsibility on any one of the non-settlement. The statements made during the mediation will remain confidential and should not be disclosed by any party or advocate or mediator to the court or to anybody else. The mediator should, in a closed statement, thank the parties and their counsel for their participation and efforts for the settlement. This is my views. I am sharing with you that 12 number of qualities of a mediator should be, that is, complete, genuine and unconditional faith in the process of mediation and its efficacy, ability and commitment to strive for excellence in the art of mediation by constant updating skills and knowledges, neutrality, objectivity and non-judgmental, ability be an attentive, active and patient listener, sensitivity, alertness and ability to perceive, appreciate and respect the needs, interest, aspirations, statements, frame of mind and mindset of the parties' mediation. Highest standards of honesty and integrity in conduct and behavior also. A calm, pleasant and cheerful disposition needed for a good mediator. Patience, persistence and perseverance also needed, and good communication skills should be there. Open minds and flexibility, empathy and creativity. Such 12 numbers of qualities should be for a mediator, will be a good mediator. As per section 75 of the CP Act 2019, employment of mediators are specified. Section 75(1), the purpose, 75(2), the qualification, and 3, the panel of the mediators' preparations. Some important terms, that is, some important terms provided in the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Actually, direct selling, one of the important term, we should know the term, that is direct selling, means marketing, distribution and sale of goods or provisions of service through a network seller other than a permanent retail location. And e-commerce, that is another important term, means buying and selling of goods or services, including digital products over digital or electronic network. And express warranty, that is means any material statement, affirmation of fact, promise or description relating to a product or service warranting that it conforms to such material statement, affirmation, promise or description, and includes any sample or model of a product warranting that the whole of such product conforms to such sample or the model. That is express warranty. And other important terms in the Consumer Protection Act 2019, that is misleading advertisement in relation to any product or service, means an advertisement which falsely describes such product or service or gives a false guarantee to or is likely to mislead the consumers as to the nature, substance, quantity or quality of such product or service. Or number three, that is conveys an express or implied representation which, if made by the manufacturer or seller or service provider thereof, would constitute an unfair trade practices. Or finally, that deliberately conceals important information, that is the misleading advertisement. Product liability, another important terms of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Product liability means the responsibility of a product manufacturer and product seller or any product or services compensate for any harm caused to a consumer such defective product manufactured or sold in deficiency in service relating thereto. That is the product liability as provided in the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Harms includes the damage to any property, personal injury, illness or death, mental agony or emotional distress, any loss of consortium or services, etc. Unfair contract means a contract between a manufacturer or trader or service provider on one hand and a consumer on the other, having such trends which cause significant change in their rights of such consumer, including requiring manifestly excessive security, imposing penalty disproportionate to the loss occurred due to breach to the contract, refusing to accept early repayment of debt, unilateral termination of contract, affecting contract without consent of the consumer, imposition of unreasonable charge, obligation or condition, and disadvantageous to the ultimate consumer. Complaint means any allegation in writing obtaining relief against unfair contract or unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices, defective goods, deficiency in service, overcharging of prices, hazardous goods or services, and a claim for product liability action also. That is the complaint. What does complaint means? Goods or services which are hazardous to the life and are being sold or offered by a trader, and he could have known with due diligence of the harmfulness. That is as per section 21C of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. consumer dispute redressal forum or commission in the district level, consumer dispute redressal commission at state level, and National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission at central level. This is the consumer dispute redressal agencies. And the pecuniary jurisdiction of district forum, that is up to 20 lakhs in previous act. Now it is 1 crore as per CP Act 2019. And in state commission, the pecuniary jurisdiction more than 20 lakhs to rupees 1 crore, that is now it is specified as 10 crore as per Consumer Protection Act 2019, and National Commission in the old act, that is above only rupees 1 crore, but now it is under CP Act 2019 above 10 crores as per the CP Consumer Protection Act 2019. This is the hierarchy of provisions of appeal. District Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum, that is newly named as Commission, and within 30 days after receiving the order from the Dispute Redressal Forum or Commission, the consumer, aggrieved consumer may appeal to the within 30 days to the State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, then the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, and finally, if the consumer aggrieved, then he may also appeal to the Supreme Court of India. That is the provisions of appeals. That is at per section 27(1). Thanks for your patience hearing. Thank you. I would conclude my views. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your guidance. I very much obliged to you, sir. And thanks all the participants and Honorable Joint Secretary and Ashutosh ji. Thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. And it's my really proud privilege, though some disturbance also occurred. Very sorry for that. Thank you very much. Wishing good health to all of you and a very successful and promising Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. And as you already explained in a very well manner, that the consumer has these 6 rights given under the old act as well as continued in the new act. Sir, actually, consumer.
I am to attend a doctor, so आप please question collect करके मेरे को communicate कीजिएगा. I will give the answer with due patience. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
मेरा ये भी चोट हो रहा है, गला का थोड़ा खरस है, थोड़ा complain है गले में भी.
No problem.
Very sorry. Very sorry. Presentation में कुछ गड़बड़ी आया था. Okay. Very sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, then there are few issues which I would like to discuss with the participants as we are here and we have some time, 5-10 minutes. Santosh ji will take these photographs just 5-10 minutes after for this Twitter purpose. In between, sir, there are 2-3 things which I wanted to share with the participants. Actually, we have issued a guideline or a direction in 15th of July 2022 requesting all the edible oil industries for not declaring the temperature, because what was happening with the temperature weight, they were decreasing, however the volume remaining the constant, because volume is a parameter which is depending upon the temperature. So there were large number of objections with the industries itself and the consumers. So what we did, we just issued a direction in July 2022 that on 15th July 2022 that now after 6 months the industries will stop declaring the temperature on these edible oil, ghee, etc. And they will mention that the volume as well as the weight. If they are declaring volume, then weight has to be mentioned. And if they are declaring weight, then there is not necessary to declare the volume, because weight is a quantity which is weight is a unit which remains always constant. Now, on the request of the industries, because that was expiring on 14th of July, sorry, 14th of January 2023, because it was for 6 months. On the request of the industries, we have extended these directions for another 6 months till again 14th of July 2023 to kindly continue without giving the temperature. However, as you are having the packaging material, the earlier old packaging material over which this declaration was made, so considering the request of the industry, we have given the time that till this time you have this old packaging material, you can continue either for 6 months or till the packaging material is available, whichever is earlier, but you have to be without the temperature. Now the industry has to declare the volume and the weight without temperature, considering how much is the volume and the weight is there, and the legal metrology officer will check. Generally we used to check the weight, because weight is a constant quantity, and to measure or to take the weight of the commodity is easier as compared to the volume. So we will take the weight, and in this direction which we have issued yesterday, extending this for 6 months, we have also requested the state governments to measure it in volume, sorry, to measure it in weight, so that there should not be any communication gap. Secondly, during these few months, we have also requested the state governments to allow the manufacturers of weighing and measuring instruments to have the dealership license in one state only. Suppose I have a dealership license for selling my weighing and measuring instrument in Kolkata in West Bengal. I can sell my weighing and measuring instruments anywhere in the country with the dealership license of West Bengal given by the controller of one state, so that the hindrance of getting the licenses in all the states, this can be sorted out. There was a big problem. Otherwise, the manufacturer has to visit in each and every state and has to take the license or get the license for selling his weighing and measuring instruments in all the states. Considering the power given to the central government under the section 13 to the director of the legal metrology, we have issued this direction to all the states. So now basically we are trying to just make the regulations or the procedure to be easier for the ease of doing business, or to remove the hindrances which generally we feel or the industry feels in the implementation of the Legal Metrology Act. However, again, there were some other amendments were made in 2021, November 2021, which are going to be implemented from 1st of February. If they are not extended, we are thinking for that. In these particular amendments, we have requested to declare the unit sale price, because as we have omitted the second schedule over which or under which the package sizes were prescribed, we have requested the industries, now you can pack in any size, but you have to declare the unit sale price. For example, up to 1 kg, we have to give the unit sale price in per gram, or 1 liter, you have to give it in 1 ml. More than 1 kg and 1 liter, it will be in 1 kg or 1 liter. But if the commodity is either 1 kg or 1 liter, that means one number, then there is no need to declare the unit sale price again, because MRP and the unit sale price both will be the same in case of if it is 1 liter or 1 kg. So these are the few amendments which have been made, and I hope that there should not be any problem, because we are also planning to amend these rules for the amendment for these combination packages, group packages, etc., where there is no need to declare the unit sale price, because it will be difficult to declare, because if it is a package, assorted package of a biscuit, let's say there is a 5 or 6 biscuits, package biscuits of different manufacturers of different commodity quantity and the MRP, then it will be difficult to declare the unit sale price. In these cases, we are considering to remove this requirement for combination package, group package, and the multi-piece packages. These definitions were already given in the earlier rules of 1977, which were not carried out in 2011 rules. Now we have again introduced those definitions which were given in 1977 in these new 2011 rules, so that every consumer will understand, or every industry will understand what type of packages we are talking. So these are the few amendments, few changes we are planning in the rules, and we are requesting the industries, wherever there is a problem, what best can be done for the betterment of our ease of doing business. We are always but at the same time, the interest of the consumer has to be the first priority. Considering this all, we are ready to accept wherever there is a change. So with these words, I'd like to request Joint Secretary sir to say a few words. Sir, Jana sir, you kindly share your presentation so that I can also share this presentation with the certificates.
Okay,
of the
okay.
participants.
I will send you. I will send you.
Thank you. Joint Secretary sir, kindly say a few words.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ashutosh. I think wonderfully explained by Shri Jenna about the 1986 Consumer Protection Act provisions and the modifications or enhancements which have been brought about in the 2019 Act, which further empower and bring the consumer protection issues in the country. Many of the things are very contemporary, latest. He also explained the quasi-judicial system and the mediation in very detail about the provisions. I had mentioned about the Central Consumer Protection Authority, which he also mentioned, and it has got a lot of powers. So before going to a consumer commission, district or a state, one can possibly try to maybe in case it is a misleading ad and or is a combination of similar problems reported by consumers, those issues can be taken up by the CCPA. An unfair trade practices section has been further strengthened. In that particular section also. So these are very well explained by Shri Jaina. I'm thankful that he has brought about these. Whatever are the questions of the participants, they can be sent across, or we can also handle them and answer these questions. As far as the new provisions and the modifications in the rules which have been brought about by the Legal Metrology Division, very well explained about the oil packaging and the ghee packaging and the temperature they were reporting, and the volume is a function of temperature, and therefore net weight was also an important issue to be looked into there. And multiple packages are being given, and so the department is constantly for empowering. And one of the points which was made in the Consumer Protection Act is knowledge or information, right to be informed, so as to make informed choices about a product or a service. These have been brought up. So I would possibly say that there are multiple provisions for redressal which have been given in the Consumer Protection Act. It is very strongly rooted. There are and the Consumer Commission system is good. The National Consumer Helpline system is also empowered now. It's automated, and we have multiple electronic mechanisms through which you can complain, and these are routed to the consumer companies and so on and so forth. So at various stages, the government is looking into how to strengthen the consumer rights and their information system. And I hope in the coming years we are going to be the pioneers in bringing in newer provisions and strengthening the consumer protection. We are possibly looking at the United Nations, the European Union, the American system, and we are a step ahead of them in bringing in rules and provisions for consumer protection. So I think this session has been useful. It is a grounding session, giving very robust information about the two acts and how well our system has evolved over the years. And with these words, I thank all the participants and Ashutosh ji for organizing this session today, and good luck.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, sir, this is basically the whole exercise is being organized by the NIC. NIC is, sir, they are basically actually working 24/7 with their servers, which never off. Sir, there are some questions. One question is, please suggest MRP and USP illustrations on pre-printed and inkjet. it is very clear under the rules of principal display panel of packaged commodities that declarations can be given by two ways. Either it will be pre-printed, and if it is pre-printed, then all the declarations will be pre-printed at one place. And if some declarations are pre-printed and some are online, then these declarations can be given at two places. One is pre-printed and another one is online. So it is not mentioned what declaration you will give in pre-printed and what declaration you will give in online. You can print it or you can give it online. There are both provisions are open under the rules. You may do it as per the requirement or as per your procedure. Santosh ji, can we take the photos now, please?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Please. All are requested to kindly switch on their camera and switch off their mics. Kindly switch on your cameras fast so that we can finish this exercise within 2-3 minutes. And switch off your mics, please. Our Twitter handle is LM@LMGOI or Legal Metrology India. You can just like or retweet these programs. You can see and you will find that you are available over there today itself. At LMGOI. This information will also be available on the certificates which we are issuing. We are also organizing an internship program for engineering students. There are about we are having about 15-20 engineering students of of two colleges who are getting this internship at RSL. Right now it is online program for 1 month, and from the next month, from 13th of Feb, it will be offline at RSL only. And we have also got, sir, 2 students for social media work for the internship. So basically, this type of new exercise we have started so that we can get this work done in an easy manner. You have not visited, I will request you to kindly at least make a program to come once at any of the RSN.
Sir, I'll like to visit RRSL Ahmedabad for sure.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashutosh ji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Ji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Photo done.
Sir.
Santosh ji?
Sir, done.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Good
Thank
day.
you all. Thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.